Okay, so it looks like Russia could actually be banned from the Winter Olympics this coming February. The World Anti-Doping Association (WADA) says there's still issues with Russia's anti-doping rules and bodies, and obviously it's been rumoured that the British men's bobsleigh team could get their bronze medal that they were denied by the Russian sleds in front of them getting thrown out retrospectively. So that is on the cards. But this is a big story because I mentioned the KHL may ban their players from going to the Olympics. The NHL already has done so, and there's been a big hoo-ha about that over in North America, and there's a lot of people split on it, but there's that debate going on in the US and Canada at the moment. Now, if the IOC and the WADA go through with this threat to ban Russia from the Winter Olympics, the showcase event, the ice hockey championship at the Olympics, the showcase event, this is the showcase, this is what they sell. Is it going to devalue the competition even further? I mean, I'm not fussed whether NHL professionals play or KHL professionals play. I'm not overly bothered because I think it's a chance for the lesser talents in the lower professional leagues to showcase their skills and get seen by the big leagues. There you go. Silver lining to it. But the fact that a professional league has stated that anyone who plays in that league, if Russia do not go to the Olympics, is not allowed to then represent their country or be eligible to represent their country, it means this is getting very political. Very political. Sports has been politicised before. We've seen nations refuse to go to the Olympics under protest. So boycott. In 1980 and 84, we've seen nations boycott the Olympics before. We've seen obviously doping scandals at Olympics, athletes thrown out, all sorts. Now, at the last Olympics, Russia was banned. The ban was upheld for the World Track Athletics. So individual athletes have to compete under the Olympic banner. They cannot compete under the Russian banner. So this is really interesting because if the KHL governing body says no, you players, you may be Canadian, you may be American, you may be German, British, whatever nationality those players are, like, you cannot play in the Olympics. And it's for different reasons than the NHL. The NHL is more, I think, more to do about money. And the fact that because it's in South Korea, the TV revenue. Oh no, it's not in North America. No, we're not interested. I think that's to do with money and the TV timings on the NHL. The KHL is politics. Big thing. It's big news. Big news. And of course, there's been a lot of stuff in the press to do with doping of athletes, Russian systemic doping. But it doesn't help when the Western media persecutes the Russian athlete. I'm not saying every Russian athlete is doping, because some don't. Simple. Those without centralised Russian contracts don't dope. Those based outside Russia don't dope. Well, they do, but they're not systematically doing it. It's a bit harsh to say all Russian athletes are dirty. There's the finger of suspicion, but it's very, very unfair to say they're all dirty. But it doesn't help when athletes like Mo Farah, who, as far as we know, is clean, whose coach is linked to doping violations. It is hard for us in the Western world, and I include Australia and New Zealand in this, to say, oh, Russia is dirty, they should be banned from the Winter Olympics, or they should be banned from competition across the board, when entire sports teams have been done for doping. Cronulla and Essendon in Australia. Just saying. Individual athletes. Marion Jones. And this is before this current scandal. So it's very, very hypocritical of us to say the Russians are the bad people when our own athletes are doing it. Our own athletes are doping or just taking recreational drugs, which I think is the big problem, is the recreational drugs. We've had a lot of scandals in rugby league, a lot of scandals in football and cricket and rugby union with players going out and getting coked off their tits. We've had scandals in the past with ice hockey and soccer, football and rugby. The issues are there. So it's very hypocritical of us to say we're not as bad as you. Oh no, we are. There are other nations that are equally as bad as Russia. Equally as bad, and equally as corrupt. Looking at the awarding of the French Rugby Union World Cup yesterday, the Irish are seriously pissed off. The South Africans are also pissed off. by the awarding of the World Cup to France for the second time in less than 2 decades. They're very, very suspicious of it, and they're like, hang on a second. They've only had it in 2007. And there are questions being asked about that awarding of a World Cup when it was all transparent until 2 weeks ago, and then something got very close knit. So the possibility of Russia being banned from this Winter Olympics does have a knock-on effect for the ice hockey tournament. What players do if they want to represent their country, but they're based in a Russian league, and this goes forward to Summer Olympics as well. If Russia are banned from the next Olympics in the summer, and let's say players could be selected for, let's say, the football tournament or the rugby tournament are based in Russia, and their league say, no, you can't go, and they follow suit, does that harm their careers? Do they rebel against that and go, no, I'm going? This is the thing. This is the issue. This has a knock-on effect going years down the line. Has the politics gone too far now, and is it now becoming just an ideological thing? Because I was taught at school about the 80 and 84 Olympic boycotts. I was taught about the Cold War. Are we going back 30, 40 years to the dark days of state doping and state boycotts? Are we going back to those dark days of sport when it was corrupt as anything, but we never raised a finger about it? Are we going back to the dark days? We'll leave that there as a question. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you made it all the way to the end and I haven't bored you to death, bit of humour in there. Please like and subscribe, place your comments below, and I'll have some more videos for you later today.